Hey everyone, we're back again with another story, and this one is an update to the previous story, and it's titled, It's Done, Served Her Yesterday. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let's get right into it. I had her served yesterday. For those asking, I wasn't in a good state of mind to write about it yesterday. Still not really, but I will get it off my chest. I woke up and left the house, got myself some breakfast while waiting for her to leave for work. Rented a truck, went back home and changed the locks. My friend and her husband came over. He brought a friend and we packed up her things. We loaded up our bedroom furniture that I got her as a wedding gift, my couch, my dining table, just all the furniture she defiled. Took it to the storage, put all her clothes in garbage bags. I was going to throw her dirty clothes in with the clean ones, but my friend wouldn't let me. We got done around 11 a.m. At around lunchtime, I bought flowers and chocolates and went to her work. I went in, gave her the flowers and candy, gave her a big hug and a kiss. She was all smiles and blushes. Her co-workers were doing the "aw, that's so sweet" thing. I told her that I would love to take her to lunch, but I had to go check up on my leg. But to not make plans for the night because I wanted to give her a night she would remember. I gave her a goodbye kiss and started walking out. At this point, I'm going to start calling her GM, effing Tom or FT. As I was leaving, I saw her boss and gave him a big smile and said, "Hey effing Tom, how are ya?" Gave him a wave and left. Then I went and got some lunch. At 2 p.m., a deputy would be walking into my wife's work to serve her. At 2 p.m., I was standing in front of FT's house. I texted him the picture I took on the day I caught them. I took a selfie in front of his house and sent that too. I knocked on the door and Mrs. FT answered. She knows me a little bit from parties and things my wife's work had. I told her that my wife and her husband were having an affair. She didn't believe me. I showed her that first picture I took, and I showed her a selfie they took while my wife was giving him a BJ on my couch, and she effing slapped me. I just stood there and she started crying. I gave her a thumb drive with everything pertaining to my wife and her husband that I had. I told her my wife was cheating on me with multiple men. Get checked for STDs. I gave her my lawyer's card and my number. Then she asked why I was doing this to her, and to be honest, why did I do that? I hurt her pretty bad. I feel like the biggest piece of ass for doing that. I told her she had a right to know and felt like an a-hole for giving her that answer. As I was leaving, that's when my phone started blowing up. Didn't answer any calls or texts. I just went home. When I got home, I changed my Facebook status to divorced. I started reading the text from my wife. "What the F is this? What are you doing?" All that S. I messaged her back and told her she could come to the house at 7 p.m. and not 1 minute before to get her clothes. Apparently, FD didn't tell her what I did right away, as I imagine he had his own problems at the moment. But my wife sent me a text a little later mother effing me up and down for telling Mrs. FT. So he did tell her. My friend that covered up for my wife, gonna call her Amber, started calling me. So I answered. I answered with, "How long have you known that my wife and FT were having an affair? Please don't lie to me." And she told me what I suspected, the whole time, since before my wife and I had met, the whole effing time. All this time, I was the side piece. My whole marriage is a sick effing joke. Let me tell you, that's a bitter pill to swallow. I asked her why she didn't tell me. She said it's because they thought I would go apex, get violent and such. I told her that she knew me better than that. She said she kept it a secret because she was her friend. What about me? I wasn't. I asked her if I knew her husband was cheating, wouldn't she want me to tell her? As a friend, wouldn't I be obligated to tell her and know something she should know? She said yes. So I hung up and sent her pictures my wife had taken of her and her husband and texted her back with my lawyer's number and said that my lawyer has everything I know. Then I told her never to contact me again. At about 4 p.m., my wife showed up at the house and found out about the locks. She started banging on the door and yelling. I didn't answer. She tried calling again. I turned my ringer off. Then she broke a window and left. At close to 7 p.m., 2 deputies parked out front, one as one of the people that helped me move stuff earlier. His wife showed up, also my friend. 7 p.m. rolls around and my wife showed up. She looked pretty subdued. Pretty sure her and Amber had gotten into it by then. I gave her her clothes, the storage key and address, my lawyer's card, told her that all contact with me will be going through her. My wife started with the I love you crap. We can work this out. She's sorry. She loves me. A mistake. She doesn't love them. It didn't mean anything. I just pointed at my lawyer's card. She said that it's her house too and I can't kick her out of it. I told her it's my home and that she literally effed herself out of it. This is when she got really loud. All the I love yous turned into F yous and I hate yous. The deputies turned on their lights and neighbors had come out to gawk at the train wreck. I remained fairly calm and had my hands at my side through this. She kept screaming at me. I think she might have been drinking. She started crying that she had nowhere to go, and when I told her that I don't care. Well, I learned something new about my wife. She can throw a right hook. Gave me a fat lip and a bloody nose. I didn't move. I just stood there and let her do it. She tried scratching my face. The deputies restrained her. I declined pressing charges, told them to just make her leave. They filed an incident report so I could get a TRO. Actually, I'm glad she did that. When she left, I went back in, and while I was cleaning myself up, all that S I should have been feeling for the last 2 months started to hit me. I'm pretty exhausted right now. I thought I would feel better after this all got out. I don't. I feel effing awful. I'm not someone prone to crying, but I've been doing a lot of that since last night. There's almost 600 unanswered texts and calls on my phone and growing. I'm going no contact with our mutual friends. I don't want any of them trying to mediate things. I'll sort them out some other time. I didn't call my son last night. I've always called him every night. I'll tell him tonight. He'll probably not be upset by the news. He wasn't fond of her. And the first comment says, "Congratulations. I think you handled it about as well as you could under the circumstances. Yes, FD's wife was pissed, but you did the right thing in telling her, though maybe not in the best way, and she'll realize that after some time. Just make sure you stick to contact only through the lawyer, and when your friends try to mediate, just ask them how you fix a marriage with someone who's been cheating since before it even started." And the OP replied, "That's what gets me. It was never whole to begin with. I'd known Amber and her husband for 7 years before my soon-to-be ex came into the picture. She introduced me to her. She was there when I proposed, and not once and maybe you shouldn't do that. I mean, she just let me walk right into this S show. Why? So she could have a BFF at work? I really can't wrap my head around that." And another commenter replies, "Well, Amber gets what she deserves for being such a terrible friend, finding out her own loser spouse was cheating on her too." And another commenter says, "Indeed, a true friend always has your back, especially if such friend knows what's coming at you. This Amber girl's no good." And the next comment says, "Did you contact your old employer about your colleague as well? Hope you're all well, considering the S show this must have been. Take some time and visit your son. Remove yourself from that place and let your lawyer handle things. Good luck." And the OP replied, "Not yet, but I feel like he got a clue yesterday." And another commenter says, "Does her family need to know too?" And the OP replied, "They will. I've been getting some pretty hateful messages from my father-in-law. When he cools down, I'll give him some of the tamper proof that I have." And another commenter says, "If he thinks he can express an opinion to you, then he has earned the full reality. Give him the best image." Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, and be sure to comment below what other subreddits you want me to cover.